Can you finish Pokemon Emerald with only Kyogre? Yeah, you can. And it's not even like a spoiler. It's just the fact of it's a legendary Pokemon in its own generation. To some people, it's a spoiler, but like, it's a legendary Pokemon. Like, did you really think this was going to be difficult? But that's not why I did this challenge. I wasn't looking for something to be difficult. I was just looking for something fun to do. This was the fun project, and I completed it. Also, if you like this challenge video, I've already picked out like 20 different Pokemon I'd like to do for a solo challenge run in Pokemon Emerald. We have more legendary Pokemon, we have some of my favorite Pokemon picked out, and we also have just like random Pokemon that I feel like people wouldn't particularly want to watch in a solo challenge video. But at the end of the day, I'm just looking for stuff that's fun to do. So if you like what you see, smash that like button for me and hit that subscribe button with the bell notifications so you can watch more Pokemon Emerald challenge runs in the future.
Pokemon Punch!
Kyogre, one of the legendary Pokemon from Generation 3 Pokemon video games, has a base total stat of 670, hit points 100, attack 100, defense 90, special attack 150, special defense 140, and speed is at 90. So its worst stats are basically physical defense and speed. But overall, it's a pretty solid legendary Pokemon. And then obviously it's a special attack and defense powerhouse of a Pokemon. It's just super solid. Also, its ability Drizzle basically makes it raining all the time as long as no other Pokemon changes the weather effect. So all of the water moves I use the entire playthrough have more damage because it's always raining. Every single battle I have Kyogre. Like I said, I was not worried too much about this playthrough. I was very, very confident that it was going to go well because, well, Kyogre's pretty stacked for a legendary Pokemon in my opinion. So because we start off with Water Pulse and because it's always raining because of the ability Drizzle, I basically just stay with Water Pulse because there's always that chance that the Pokemon we battle against can get confused. So we already get boosted damage because of the rain, and then we also have the secondary effect of it also could get confused if the Pokemon is not KO'd in one hit. So again, Kyogre is really set when it comes to its water moves, but I didn't really feel the need to switch it up because Water Pulse has plenty of power points to use. It's starting at 20 is great. It's literally the first move I learn on top of all the other variety I get for Kyogre throughout the playthrough is plenty to make it all work. And towards the very end is when I actually use a TM, but I'll make you wait for that one. But overall, I feel like Kyogre has really good moves that it naturally learns, as well as you can teach it a bunch of useful stuff too. Now that I've talked about everything important I want to talk about for Kyogre, let's talk about the official rules for this solo challenge run. Only Kyogre in battle, no items during battle. I am allowed to use held items. I can use HM Pokemon, but I cannot use them in battle, and no glitches or exploits. The only thing that I'm allowed to do is speed up the video game so we can actually finish these challenge runs a lot faster so I can make more content, and that's basically it. So without further ado, let's get right into playing Pokemon Emerald with only one Kyogre. It should be no surprise that battling May was pretty easy. How about we battle Team Aqua? Oh, same thing. We're level 10 already. Nice. So for the sake of making things really easy to understand for everybody, if the battle is pretty boring, there's not going to be a lot of footage for it. I'm going to really simplify battles and stuff because Kyogre, for the most part, is really useful throughout this entire playthrough, whether it's super effective moves or not. It's just a really strong Pokemon. So with Roxanne being our first gym leader we battle, she has rock-type Pokemon. It's a pretty one-and-done fight because, well, Mr. Blue is just that strong. We have another battle against Team Aqua, same thing, Mr. Blue using Water Pulse gets us that victory, pretty easy. So now our battles against May are getting more interesting because May has another Pokemon which is Wingull. But we have Ancient Power now, so yeah, it really doesn't matter. Her Trico is a higher level now, but again, it's still a Trico versus a Kyogre, so yeah, there really isn't anything to worry about right now because we're literally just that strong. Our second gym battle is up against Brawly, who has fighting type Pokemon. Should make it really clear that it's pretty much a 1-2-3 fight because, well, it's just that easy. But also, I'm not doing a lot of leveling in between gyms. I'm doing pretty much like the bare minimum of trainer battles up into the next gym, just so everybody knows. And then we have our next Team Aqua fight, and you know, like everything else in this video game, it's pretty simple. Mr. Blue, literally that strong. We have a really good move pool. There's really nothing to worry about right now. Like I've said many times already, it literally is just that simple so far. Plus, a lot of these Pokemon we're battling are just like not that strong to begin with. Our third battle with May, and she now has 3 Pokemon. Funny enough, we're actually not over leveled starting this fight, but of course we have Kyogre with Ancient Power, Wingle's no problem. Now for Groovile, things are a little easier because we have Body Slam now, so it makes it a lot easier to battle Groovile. Yeah, it has a super effective move, but it's really not doing that much damage because it's not that powerful of a move. And of course there is Slugma, which gets destroyed because of Water Pulse, but now we're level 21. Wait a minute, there's one more thing before the next gym. Before we take on our third gym leader, we have to battle Wally really fast, and all Wally has is a Ralts, and of course I just go for Body Slam. Bye-bye Ralts. Time for the third gym battle, going up against Watson with his electric type Pokemon. Actually a little concerned going into this fight, but honestly, Kyogre's just a legendary Pokemon. It's got really good stats, like I've said plenty of times before, and you'd be surprised how powerful having Water Pulse is when it's raining. So with Manectric is like the only problem we really had because, well, it actually doesn't get knocked out in one hit, has a Citrus Berry, and then it goes for a Shockwave, which is a little scary, but it didn't really do anything, so we're fine.
Wow, incredible!
Time to battle Maxie. I really like Maxie's outfit. It looks really cool. Anyways, Kyogre is a little over leveled now going forward in the playthrough because there was like a lot of battling prior to battling Maxie. And again, Mr. Blue, the Kyogre, is just that strong, and well, Maxie's Pokemon are just not ready to battle. They're just too weak. Can you already believe I'm at the 4th gym? Making really good progress. Flannery, our fire-type Pokemon, is the next gym. Hey, Captain, can you tell me how well this entire battle went?
Welcome, punch! Welcome, punch!
Water Pulse.
Hey, Steve, I'm pretty sure that was the wrong sound effect.
Wow, incredible!
Hey, it's time to battle our dad and his normal type Pokemon. Already the 5th gym, so we're gonna set up that Calm Mind. Also mainly because Slacking is gonna be pretty bulky, and I was like, you know, I probably should set up. And we also get Ice Beam, which is really nice. So we have that Slacking, we have that +1 in special attack. Can we do it with a Water Pulse? No, but it's confused. Oh, sad. It's gonna have that Citrus Berry as well. Surprisingly, our dad does not go for a potion, so we win the fight. Our next encounter with Team Aqua. It's kind of funny having a Kyogre and you have to battle a bunch of Team Aqua members because they pretty much always have like water Pokemon. So we're gonna go for that Calm Mind, get that extra +1 in special attack because why not? I want to make life easy for me, and they don't really do anything against me, so I basically get to set up for free. So then, of course, there's my Diana. It's not really going to do anything, so bye-bye. So I'm terrible at naming Pokemon, so if you have a really interesting name for a Pokemon I should name throughout any of my Pokemon Challenge videos, just drop a comment down below and let me know. Time to battle May once again with our Kyogre, Water Pulse, everything. We're gonna use Ice Beam because Groovile is so easy. Then we have Lombre, which goes for Fake Out, which means we can't move for 1 turn, but then we use Ice Beam. Steve wins the battle. Alrighty, folks, number 6 for gym battles. We have Winona and her flying type Pokemon. So obviously you've been watching for quite a while now. You know that Kyogre, Mr. Blue, has Ice Beam. The only problem we run into is actually with the Pelipper, because I go for Ancient Power. There's a potion that happens. You know, it just takes a little more effort to take out the Pelipper, which is totally fine. But again, Water Pulse to, you know, get the W on the Skarmory, and then Ice Beam one more time for Altaria. Steve wins. Steve. Another battle with me. There are just like so many of them in this video game. It's very interesting, but I like it. She has a Tropius. You know Mr. Blue. Mr. Blue's got that Ice Beam. It's not even a problem. Same thing with Groovile. Just go for Ice Beam. Slugma, Water Pulse. And our last Pokemon again is Pelipper. Same thing we've been doing for quite a while at this point. Just go for Ancient Power just to take out the Pelipper. And that's how Steve wins. Now we have Maxie. What's Maxie trying to do? Well, Maxie is trying to awaken Groudon for his own evil plans, but it fails, which means we get to battle Maxie once again. And nothing really changes this time around because, well, Mr. Blue at this point is getting really close to level 50, and of course, Water Pulse. Pretty much all of Maxie's Pokemon will do it. Crobat is the only exception with Ice Beam because it's a flying Pokemon. But yeah, like I said, it's a lot of Water Pulse, and it's just a lot of the same moves overall throughout this entire playthrough. But yeah, we win. So after Maxie, there's a quick battle with one of the Aqua admins, Matt, which is really easy because it's just, you know, pretty self-explanatory. Kyogre's just way too strong at this point, so we win. So we have our first official double battle in the playthrough, so we actually have to bring 2 Pokemon to this battle. Of course, this is a solo challenge, so immediately we take out Bird. Sorry, Bird, but it's up to Mr. Blue, the Kyogre, to pretty much win this entire battle. So we Ice Beam the Claydol, take it out. So it's pretty much going to be like a 1v2 situation this entire time. Xatu goes for Calm Mind, which is a little scary, but I go for Ice Beam the next turn, take it out. So now we have the wonderful Pokemon from the twins, which would be Lunatone and Solrock. And then Solrock goes for Sunny Day here. So obviously Water Pulse is going to do a little less damage, but Lunatone gets confused, actually hits itself, and then Solrock goes for Psychic. It's not really doing a whole lot here. The Sunny Day is definitely causing a problem with how much damage Water Pulse does now, but it doesn't really matter because Lunatone is now gone. Solrock is doing a little bit of damage here, but we just keep battling on with Mr. Blue. Although the sun is out, Solar Beam's a 1-turn move. It actually does a decent amount of damage, but it doesn't really matter because Mr. Blue just has a lot more levels overall, and that's what wins us the battle. This Steven and Steven battle, double battle, is brought to you by you all the viewers, because we don't have a sponsor yet for the channel, but you know, I just wanted to make something funny because, well, it's literally a Steven and Steven double battle because my name is Steve and we teamed up with Steven. So yeah, I find it hilarious. But anyways, it's a pretty simple battle. Obviously Steven has a Metang, and Metang overall, pretty solid Pokemon. But Mr. Blue, again, a legendary Pokemon, you know, because it's a Kyogre. It's just basically just one after another. A lot of it's just waiting for a lot of the Intimidates from all the Mightyenas. But since, you know, I can't really rely on Steven to do all like of the work because they really want to mess with his Metang, so I just kind of just start Water Pulsing and Ice Beam and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm just taking care of business here because, as you can tell, that they really don't care about me, which is weird. So yeah, I just keep going for just, you know, taking care of, you know, their Pokemon because, well, Metang literally can't do anything. It keeps hitting itself. So slowly but surely, you know, we're taking care of business here. The only thing that's messing me up is, like, you know, losing speed because of Scary Face, but that doesn't really matter because, well, we're still like over leveled at this point. So we're basically just kind of waiting our turn to like battle and whatnot. But yeah, Steven and Steven fight. It was good. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long time since I've played Pokemon Emerald, and this strength puzzle really messed me up because it seemed really obvious of what the answer was, but I just, for whatever reason, couldn't figure it out. And it just took me way too much time that I wanted it to, but I eventually figured it out. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out for this video, since this is like a test run of me like playing Pokemon Emerald, like, and doing a challenge run for Gen 3, just getting used to playing this video game again. I did find it funny that like my first time trying to like figure out this puzzle, it was not fun. It was quite a problem, but you know, we eventually figure it out. So we finally get to battle Archie from Team Aqua, because, you know, Archie's their leader. Pretty simple fight, to be honest with you. It goes pretty smooth. Water Pulse to Mightyena. It's gone, just like that. And then Crobat, pretty simple. One Ice Beam. Bye-bye. And then at the time, this is definitely where I think having Shockwave would have been better to have at this point in the playthrough, but like I just didn't have an electric move yet, because this fight would have been a lot faster if I had Shockwave or like, you know, equipped it to Kyogre, but that's all right. Huh? What's going on with Kyogre?
It is time to stop fighting. Go away. My job is done.
Time for our final gym leader, the 8th gym leader, Juan, with his water type Pokemon, Mr. Blue. Can you do it? Not looking good. Sweet Kiss. We're instantly confused, but we're able to get a Water Pulse going. One down, many more to go. Wish Cash comes out. Rain's still falling. I'm confused. Hit myself with confusion. Wish Cash actually sets up its special defense, so that's actually not good. And then Mr. Blue hits himself again with confusion. The Earthquake is a critical hit. And things are looking really tough here. Go for Water Pulse. Is it enough? No, but Wish Cash is confused. Hits itself with confusion. Rain is still falling. No more confusion from Mr. Blue. Wish Cash is gone. Only at 32 hit points though. Can we do it? Ancient Power, hoping our stats will increase from Ancient Power. Body Slam gets us the 13 hit points. Ancient Power yet again. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Mr. Blue coming in clutch. We have Crawdont though. We went for Water Pulse, hoping it would be confused. It did not happen, and just, yeah, it's over. For anyone wondering how to solve the ice puzzle, this is how you do it. Starting this battle, we're going for Ancient Power, hoping we get that 10% chance for all of our stats to increase by 1. Does not happen. Another Sweet Kiss. Not looking good, so instead I go for Calm Mind, so we're +1 in special attack and special defense, because a lot of his Pokemon are special attackers, so having that extra special defense is a good thing. So we're just kind of hoping that I can set up with Mr. Blue here. Since I'm confused, we actually get another Calm Mind, so we're looking really, really good right now. So can we do it? No more confusion. Water Pulse, and it was a critical hit. Let's go, baby. Wish Cash makes its wonderful return. Can we take it out with 1 Water Pulse? Yes, we can. All right. Level 55 for Mr. Blue. Things are looking really good. Celio is on the field. I go for Ancient Power. Super effective. Not enough. Critical hit Body Slam. No paralysis. That's really good. Goes for the Hyper Potion. Doesn't matter. Go for Ancient Power again. One more time. And it is gone. And it was a critical hit. Very nice, Mr. Blue. Very nice. Crawdont makes its return. The rain is still falling, but we're going to go for Water Pulse. And surprisingly, it is enough damage. Way to go. Last Pokemon, Kingdra, level 46. So we're 2 up on special attack. We're going for Ice Beam. And it does it. We win. Let's go.
Wow! Incredible!
So before we challenge the Elite Four and the champion, we have one more battle against Wally. Not gonna lie to you, this battle made me feel so good. because it was just so simple. Everything was just a one-hit KO move because Mr. Blue is level 55, now level 56, and we are just absolutely crushing it with Mr. Blue. Wally had nothing that was good enough for my awesome Kyogre. So since this is a legendary solo challenge run, I wanted to make the Elite Four and the champion a one-time deal. So I have to basically win every single fight in one entire run. So if I lose at any point, I'd have to start all over. And just to save time on footage and just this video, I basically lose twice. One time I lose because a Crawdont is able to set up Swords Dance and is just too powerful for my Kyogre. The second time, it is a Body Slam that paralyzes my Kyogre, and with being paralyzed and hail damage, it eventually just ruins my Kyogre, and that's pretty much it. But now, let's focus on the perfect run, winning the Elite Four, and defeating the champion for this solo challenge run. So let's begin the perfect run with Kyogre, only one Kyogre in Pokemon Emerald. Also, shout out to Chris again for that super chat, much appreciated. So the main thing here is we switched up things for Kyogre. No more Ancient Power, Shockwave is the focus because a lot of Sydney's Pokemon like to go for Sand Attack, so I just don't want to deal with that. But the funny enough is that Shockwave actually helps us later on. So I basically spend this entire battle starting things off by just setting up Mr. Blue. That's all I want to do. Funny enough though, my cats were being really needy for a second, so I had to take a quick break, and then funny enough, I forgot to take away the break time text, so that's why that's there. Again, this happened on a live stream, number one, so yeah, my cats are fine. They're just wanting some attention. So yeah, it's just kind of funny watching the footage back and being like, oh yeah, I remember exactly what was happening. But since we set up the Calm Mind and we have Shockwave, which doesn't miss, it's really easy for us to basically continue this fight. I don't really have any problems with that. Funny enough though, this Shiftry actually lives with like very little hit points, which is actually pretty interesting. But again, see with that double team stuff, like this is why I went with Shockwave instead of like Thunder or Thunderbolt, because of that reason specifically, because I was like, I just want to finish this. I know Kyogre can do it. I just needed to get rid of Ancient Power. Plus Shockwave's a special attacking move. Ancient Power was physical. Even though Ancient Power is actually kind of cool with like the stat bonuses, but it only happens like 10% of the time, you know, it just made more sense to go with Shockwave. Clearly, we are just absolutely crushing it. For whatever reason though, I decided to go for Shockwave against the Absol when I totally could have just gone for Water Pulse, but you know, whatever. But that's how we win the first Elite Four battle. So for Phoebe's battle, it's actually really easy, believe it or not, is mainly because I know exactly what she does at the start of the battle, so I basically get a free setup of Calm Mind, which is really nice because, well, it's raining, it's a Kyogre, and I have a pretty solid water move. Also, you know, again, throughout this entire playthrough, I totally could have had a different water move, but I like the chance of possibly confusing a Pokemon, and it's been pretty clutch throughout this entire playthrough. So me sticking with Water Pulse definitely was a favorite of mine throughout this entire playthrough. But yeah, this entire battle is actually like so easy because we get the free setup and then we just get to Water Pulse everything. So yeah, it goes really well. So I'm really happy with how this one particularly went. And yeah, it was just nice to have an easy battle in the Elite Four, and it is what it is, and I won going against Phoebe. Our third battle is going up against Glacia, which is funny because, you know, she's got iced Pokemon, and, you know, Glacia is very similar to Glacier. Anyways, I'll stop. So with this battle, we set up right away because I know Hail is a thing, and I don't want to be paralyzed because of Body Slam, so I'm pretty much just starting the battle like I'm going to set up Kyogre. I wasn't really trying to go for that. Like, I don't really have to. I totally could have probably just gone for Shockwave because I probably would have done enough damage. But, like, again, this is like a one and done thing. Like, if I mess up, like, I have to start all over. So I'm like, since I have Calm Mind, I'm going to set up. because I do that, this entire battle is super easy, which is not really a surprise to anyone, let's be real here, because it's a Kyogre. But I was actually scared about the wall ringing because it's pretty bulky, but even though I set up my Kyogre, everything worked out just fine. So 3 down, 1 more to go. So how do you think it went versus Drake in his dragon Pokemon? Well, his Shelgon goes for Protect. So what do you think that means, everybody? It means Steve gets to set up a Calm Mind without having to worry about anything, and then this entire battle is super, super easy because Mr. Blue knows Ice Beam. Kingdra, though, is the scary one because I know it had Smokescreen and I missed. So again, having Shockwave was the best play for getting through the Elite Four with like no problems, because now I don't have to worry about Ice Beam missing. We just go for Shockwave. The Dragon Dance setup would have been really cool for Kingdra, but it didn't really have enough time to do anything with it. But it was gone. And then Flygon, it's 4 times weak to Ice Beam. Bye-bye. And then lastly, Salmance, it looks really cool. It actually has like a robotic look to its sprite, but it didn't really matter because, yeah, Ice Beam was plenty enough to get us that victory. Here it is, our battle against Wallace, the champion in Pokemon Emerald, with his water-type Pokemon. How do you think that's going to go? Well, again, we set up with Calm Mind, and since I still have Shockwave, that's pretty much gonna make us win because, let's be honest, it's a Kyogre. I say this like as it's a joke the entire playthrough, but truly, like, what do I have to be worried about here, you know? So I noticed that Ludicolo, though, starts going for a double team. So I'm like, well, if you're going to go for double team, I'm just going to set up again. So I do, and it still goes for double team. Again, Shockwave, like, truly was clutch in this entire, like, final Elite Four and champion run. Like, to make it as simple as possible, Shockwave was clutch, because like I've said, if I had Thunder or like Thunderbolt, it would have been more problems, because then we would have been missing a lot, and that's no fun. So with that Ludicolo out of the way, Tentacruel is really easy. My Milotic, though, is very, very, very bulky, so I was not sure how well Shockwave was going to do. Surprisingly, it did a lot. Another problem, though, was this Toxic, and I was not excited for it because I just was not expecting that. So luckily, they don't heal up their Milotic, which is really nice. So that means we get to just continue on the battle and slowly have poison damage, but we go for Water Pulse against the Wishcash. It's gone. Final Pokemon is Gyarados. That's like the perfect setup for the last Pokemon that we could ever battle in this entire playthrough, because it's 4 times weak to electric moves, and because of that, I don't have to worry about being poisoned. We defeat Wallace, and now we're the new champion. So we have officially done it, folks. I did it. Like I said, this playthrough was not meant to be difficult. It literally was just something I wanted to test out. It seemed like a fun idea. I wanted to try it out, see if I enjoyed it. I was fairly confident that it was going to be something I would enjoy, but it's one thing when you like have an idea, and then it's another thing when you actually put that idea to like the test to see like how well it goes. Do you like it? Do you have fun? And it was great. Honestly, I loved it, and I'm really glad that I started to pick out different Pokemon for different challenge runs. Particularly, a lot of them are solo challenge runs, so I'm very excited to pretty much continue this, idea in the future, because, well, I like Pokemon Emerald because it's a lot shorter than Pokemon Crystal. I love Pokemon Crystal, but when it comes to like actually making a challenge video, there's just so much in Pokemon Crystal, and it takes forever for me to like edit the entire thing without me like just hating it. So if you like Pokemon Emerald, truly just hit that like button for me, because it's a lot easier to make these ones, because of just like my ADHD just makes me not want to edit. Which is so funny because I love actually participating in the challenges. Actually playing them is really easy, but it's just the editing and the voiceover. It's literally just the entire video editing process. It just gets really too much for me some days. And yeah, so, but now that I've done it once for this one, I'm sure that the next couple of challenge videos that I make for Pokemon Emerald will be a lot smoother. But yeah, the main reason why I wanted to test this out was to truly just do something fun that I can really enjoy, and it's a lot shorter than Pokemon Crystal. So again, if you liked Pokemon Emerald, just hit that like button for me. But wait, there's more. Bonus content, baby. So I totally forgot that you actually battle Steven in the post game of Pokemon Emerald, which isn't really surprising to me because, well, I'm more of a Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire Pokemon player. I didn't really play a lot of Emerald, so I'm not surprised that I forgot about this, but also I wasn't really planning on doing the bonus content of any sort for Pokemon Emerald. I just wanted to just like become the champion, and that was it. So what you're currently watching here is my first try at battling Steven. And as you can tell, I'm a little under-leveled. Actually, I was so surprised of like how much of a level jump there was from like finishing the video game to battling Steven. So like that was super interesting. But again, we have a Kyogre. I was like, let's just try it out, see how it goes. But the problem with our first try, as you can tell, was the poison. And that's why I really wasn't commentating much on things because, well, the poison basically just takes me out because there really wasn't much I can do because we can't use items in battle. So I try again. So funny enough, I actually give my Kyogre a Pecha Berry. So if I get poisoned, I'll be fine. So I start this battle by setting up right away because I'm like, I have to be as powerful as possible, right? So we're +2 in special attack. We go for Shockwave. Skarmory's gone. That's great. We get a level up as well. Super nice. So it's still raining. We go for Water Pulse. No Sturdy, which I was surprised about that. So that's going really well. At about like half health, which is a little scary, but we confuse the Cradily, and that's okay because, well, it's going to get some hit points back, but I'm just going to go for Water Pulse again, and Steven basically wastes a full restore. Again, it's still confused. Nothing happens. So again, I just go for a Calm Mind, thinking that Steven's going to use a full restore, and he does. I'm freaking out because like I just basically won because of that play. So because we got another Calm Mind, I can do enough damage to take out the Cradily. And then there's Clay Doll. We go for Water Pulse. Clearly that's going to win because it's super effective. And I'm +3 and it's raining. Now when Metagross showed up, I was super concerned. But it didn't matter because apparently the +3 in special attack and the rain was enough to take it out, which like I was just like in awe because I truly thought Metagross was going to be some type of problem. But yeah, I defeated Steven with a super under-leveled Kyogre, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that impressive because again, it's a legendary Pokemon. So going forward, when I have certain Pokemon, they're not particularly that good. I'm definitely going to have to level them more so we can battle Steven as like bonus content for these challenge runs. But yeah, that was Pokemon Emerald using only one Kyogre. So thank you everybody for watching the live streams when I was live streaming it right here on the YouTube channel. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for just checking this stuff out. Like I said, this content is so much easier for me to make because it's a lot shorter of a playthrough. So yeah, I love Pokemon Crystal. I'm still going to end up doing it eventually. But for now, Pokemon Emerald is a solid playthrough that I love doing. And eventually I'll probably do some Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. But seeing as though I have not played a lot of Generation 3 as well as Pokemon Emerald, I figured this was the perfect video game to start binge playing challenge runs and just make some fun content. So my name's SMK. You can always just call me Steven. Thanks for watching.